Be making basics.
What's going on YouTube? Be Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because we're going back to back with bangers. Today's video, I'm pretty much going to be going over some advanced beat arrangement tips. Okay, when I say bit advanced, I mean these are going to be advanced beat arrangement tips in Logic Pro 11. Okay, this is for beginners, this is for intermediate producers, and for producers that already got sauce and everything. This is going to help y'all, especially if you don't know how to do it in Logic Pro, because a lot of people come maybe from FL Studios or some other type of DAW, and so I'm gonna give you the sauce on how to do this in Logic. Okay. Basically, before we get into the video though, I do want you to go to my website, bemakingbasics.com. Okay, we have the best courses on how to make bangers in Logic Pro online. Okay, we have all types of producers learning how to level up their beats in Logic, just from my site. Okay, so just go over here, check it out. We got courses, we got sound packs, loop kits that are exclusive, meaning that they're not on Splice. This is not stuff that you're gonna get anywhere else, bro. Check out those drum kits, check out those loop kits, check out the mixing templates, and also the courses. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into how to arrange your music, some advanced tips. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is let you kind of hear what we've been working on. So that's the vibe of the beat. Now, first thing I want to do here is kind of finish this out here, and identify what's going to be going where. Okay, so obviously we have certain things. I have this basic hi-hat pattern. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two hi-hat, like complicated hi-hat patterns, and blend them together. So I'm going to push Control, Option, Command, and the letter M, and that turn this hi-hat pattern into MIDI. So we're just going to take that, join it together by pushing Command J. So this is kind of a crazy hi-hat pattern, but we'll just put that in there here and there sparingly. But the first step is just to make sure that you kind of go through everything, make sure that you understand what's going to be in your beat or not. So we're going to kind of clean up this session basically and find out, okay, this is going to be in for sure, this is not. I also like to go ahead during this process and just do a Command Shift S, and that's going to do a save as, and I just go ahead and push the letter on the number 2 afterwards. So we got our session as it is now, and then I'm gonna, this is a new session, and this is going to be the first tip right here, is to actually come over here and turn or convert all of your MIDI files to audio. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why we're gonna do that later on in the mix, in this video. But for the most part, you want to go ahead and do that. So if to do that, you basically push Control and then click on it and then go to this bounce in place, or you can push Control B to save time. Okay, and that's going to basically turn this to an audio file. Control B. All right, and why I'm doing this, right? The reason why I'm doing this is so that you can do some more advanced things. Like when it's in MIDI format, to be honest with you, there's only so much you can do to it. But when it's like all audio, you can chop up the beat a whole lot different, you know what I'm saying, and make this jank like really bang. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure all this stuff is audio. I think these are already audio, so that's good. Again, we'll just push Command S to save it, and I'm just gonna delete everything else. Delete the MIDI. We already have it in another session. That's why I went ahead and created this second session right here. Also, I'll be posting this beat today as well. So if you are an artist producer and you also like to rap over other producers' beats, feel free to go ahead and grab this beat from my BeatStars or my website. Okay. But after you get everything together here, you want to make sure everything is properly named. You know what I'm saying? Snare 1, snare 2. And this process could be, you know, tedious or not, depending on how you look at it. And really, for the melody, to keep it simple, you could just really go like, just name it melody 1. And how I do my melodies is I have like a low, a regular pitched one, a high pitched one, and sometimes a low pitched one. So I'll just say melody 1A, melody 1B, melody 2A, 2B, and this is a saves time from having to like come up with a name. Oh, this is a synth. This is a modular synth. This is a whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll just save time. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. 3B. Boom. All right, so we have everything. I'm gonna highlight everything and then push Shift Option N, Shift Option the letter N. And that's gonna name everything here in the workstation window. All right, so most of the time I have, like for the hook, it's gonna have pretty much everything that's in the beat. It's gonna be there. So I already know that. So now it's just like taking things away, okay? Obviously the first thing I'm gonna do is the intro. What I'm gonna do is just highlight it, Command A, and then I'm gonna push Command R, and it's gonna extend this out some. Beats are kind of short nowadays, like literally 2 minutes long, in and out, minute and a half. It's just getting shorter and shorter, so you don't really want your beats to be too much longer than about 2 minutes nowadays. So the first thing I'm gonna do is come up with an intro, just something super simple. That's simple enough. We don't have to do too much anything more than that. So what I'll do to finalize that is I like to go ahead, scroll over here, and highlight the stuff that I want to get, you know, out of the track. So I could do one or two things. You could delete it, but sometimes I find that later on in, you know, the process, you might want to bring something back. So instead of deleting it, I just push Control M and that mutes it right here instead. So, and then we just keep on repeating this process here. So we're going to go straight from this intro to the hook. So So that's going to be the hook, and then we're going to go straight to the verse here. Pretty much hook, verse, hook, and we out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like kind of nowadays template in a sense for songs. So now for the verse, obviously we want to we have one particular sound that's going to go for the hook. And so what I want to do is just basically keep that out of the verse. So I'm just going to go ahead and mute that out. Control M. And then too, you want this beat to build. So this other right here, this other like melody part, we can bring that in the second half of everything. Okay. Another thing I like to do is like drop the kick in the first part of everything. And then these crazy hi-hats, man, you can like kind of take those out right now. So check this out. We can start off like this. And so we have this melody A, melody B. You know, we can play around with that as well, like alternating that. So we'll do that. Just do something like that. Let's check this out. So then it's going to repeat the hook right here, right? And then for the most part, we're going to have an outro. And I kind of like to keep the outro similar to the intro, but I might go ahead and just go ahead and still leave a lot of this in here. So this will be the outro. Okay, bet. So this is going to pretty much be a skeleton or a starting point for getting your arrangement going. Now what I would do here is we'll go to some more, even more advanced tips. What I really want to talk about is, since it's in audio, you can come in here and DJ this joint up some. You feel me? So like I can come and grab this first part of this beat and make a stutter step right here. And you might have to do it like this. Just get one little measure. Just hold down shift while you grab that. Now I got this. And then too, you might want to keep in mind, like, okay, maybe certain parts of this might not do that. So instead you can just mute this part out, like maybe like this hi-hats. And also this melody part, just to make it more smooth. So say if you want to make a stutter step on a 808, so you can take different parts of the beat, since it's in audio, and do like little cool stuff like that. And it just like basically takes the beat up to the next level. And see basically what I was doing here, just kind of playing around with certain stuff. You can push Command T, chop that up, bring this back in like that. And I'm just pretty much had the hi-hats dropping out like when it's doing all this stutter stuff. So let's check this out again. do little drops. You know what I'm saying? Chop out these. If it helps, you know, you can go right like over, like do like a loop right here, and so you can kind of like keep on knowing how it's gonna sound. So I can come over here and chop this up, highlight it, Command A, Command T. Just push Command R. And see how it kind of has that little choppiness to it? You can always come over here and highlight it and then push Command or T and then go to the fade tool. And then that's gonna help make it sound a little smoother. So you always want to, like, whenever you're doing these little tricks like this, come over here and also put that fade tool on here since it's audio. See how now it sounds smooth. So yeah, go over here to all the different parts of the beat where you're doing that and put that little fade tool on here so it sounds smooth. Just holding down Shift. I'm telling y'all, like, if y'all skipping around on these videos, bro, you're gonna miss out on certain stuff. So make sure you watch these videos to the end, man, because like I kind of waited a little bit to get to the more advanced stuff that you can see here. So yeah, make sure that you're checking out the videos all the way to the end, bro. Also, make sure you go to the website, man. We got sauce like this for days on my site. You know, just really breaking down how to do, you know, cool tips and tricks. So now let's just see what this is gonna sound like all the way through for this verse. Another thing you can do too is do like, you know, a tape stop effect on it. You just come over here, like maybe dead center, highlight everything, push Command T, and then you can highlight this. You can go get to the fade tool, push T, then A, put a little fade on it, maybe a half a measure or a measure, probably a half measure. Push down Control, and then go to slow down. So check this out. And then some of the stuff you don't want to put the slow, you know, tape stop effect on it. You know what I'm saying? You want to go ahead and on some of this stuff, delete it off, like for the hi-hat, you know what I'm saying, claps and stuff like that. You don't want it on there. So just take that fade completely off. And then you can just like take this and cut it out right here. thing again with doing it with audio instead of like trying to do it some other type of way is now I can come in here and this is like printed on here. So, you know, when it comes to mixing this beat, I can still mix it exactly how I want it without it having like any effect on the actual effects of what I did to the beat to drop it out and then do all this stuff. So that's pretty much going to be today's video. Appreciate y'all watching, and I will see you in the next video. We're out.